Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another video for my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm using this new die called Sensational Snowflake Collage, and this is a brand new die for Simon Says Stamp's December release. In fact, this video today is a blog hop. So if you would like to see even more inspiration for more products from this release, make sure you head over to my blog so that you can hop along. So I'm going to be making two different versions of a shaker card today. One is a little bit more complex and one is fairly simple. I'm starting out by cutting this die out of some Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock. This cardstock is cut to 5.5 inches wide by 4.5 tall, and I've just positioned this die kind of more near the top portion, a little bit off center. And I'm going to die cut this twice. Both of these cards will have the same design, but just the shaker elements will be a little bit different. As for the greeting, I'm using the Fa La La stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm using the greeting that says Sending Christmas Wishes. I think that's what it says. And I'm stamping this in some Versamark ink, and then I'm going to coat it in some sterling embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. This is a really pretty silver embossing powder. Oh, it says Sending Merry Christmas Wishes. I forgot the Merry in there. I'm going to heat set that until it's completely smooth and melted. And once again, I'm doing this exact same thing to the other card front as well. I'm now cutting some window plastic or transparency or window sheet. This is actually heat resistant acetate. This is from, I think it's hot off the press. I think that's who it's from. I'll have it linked down below in the supply section at YouTube and also at my blog if you're looking for some of this clear acetate for your shaker cards. And I just cut that to be 3 inches tall by 5.5 wide. I'm now adhering the window plastic or the acetate to my card front. I've turned it over to the back side and I'm using some Ranger Multimedia Matte Adhesive, and I'm putting little dots of adhesive on the ends of the snowflake and also around each top and bottom of these boxes. Then pressing that down onto the cardstock. I'm going to make sure that's pressed really well so that it adheres and everything is stuck down. I'm now going to take some foam tape, and this is when things start to get a little bit complicated. I'm going to first show you the complex version, and then I will show you the more simplified version. For both of these, you're going to need double layers of foam adhesive. So I have this foam tape here that I've folded over and doubled over on itself, and then I'm cutting it into small, narrow strips. The areas in between the snowflake boxes are very, very small, so you have to cut the foam tape as small as you can in order to have the divisions between the boxes. So I'm cutting those down, and then I have slightly wider pieces. It could also be very narrow as well, and I'm putting that at the top and bottom of the boxes. I'm just using my scissors to cut those off to the right length. These don't have to be super precise and like sealed tight because I'm going to be using sequins. I'm not using glitter or seed beads that are really small or anything that would slip through those corners. So you don't have to be like perfectly precise, but just make sure you have a good frame around each one of these sections. You want it to be pretty close to all the corners, but if there's a little bit of a gap, it's not the end of the world. And then to finish up the areas on this card front, I'm putting some foam adhesive on the top and bottom. And this is because this is going to go directly onto a card front. So I need to have the same level of foam tape on those top and bottom as what's around the shaker area. So eventually I'll actually put 2 layers of foam tape there. For the more simplified version, I'm not doing the divisions in between all of the little sections. I'm just going to have it be one big shaker area. And to fill these little gaps in the corners, because my narrow strips were too short, I just put in a little bit of extra adhesive. So I'm going to double up on all of these other areas to make sure that they're the same height. And the reason why I'm using a double layer of foam tape is I want there to be a little bit of room so that the sequins can move around. If you only do one layer of foam tape, the sequins will kind of get stuck and they won't move around. In order to have enough height so that they can move freely, you have to have 2 layers. And then I'm using my anti-static powder tool just to add a little bit of powder to the outer edges of all of this foam tape. And that's going to help it so the edges aren't sticky and the sequins stick to them once everything's put together. I'm going to take a little break from the shaker area and create my card bases. This is made out of some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock in the 110-pound version, and I just scored that at 5.5. And then I'm going to use this glitter paper from Simon Says Stamp. This is part of their release. I showed it in yesterday's holiday card series video with all those colorful glitter papers. Today I'm using the white glitter paper, and you'll see what I do with that in a minute. For now, I'm going to use this pack of sequins from Little Things by Lucy's Cards, and this is the one that's called Enchanting. I'm going to put quite a bit of this all in this area because it's a really big shaker card, and I want a lot of that color to show up. So I'm kind of moving the sequins around, making sure they're a little bit more flat. I don't want any big mounds of sequins that would get stuck once everything's put together. I'm now removing all of that foam tape. And then I'm going to take that glitter cardstock that I cut earlier, and I've actually cut it to be 3 inches tall and 5.5 wide, basically the same size of that window sheet or acetate that I cut earlier. And I'll place that over the top and press that down onto all the foam tape. I want to make sure that I get the entire frame really pressed in so that it seals in all of those sequins. So I'm going to press that in, and then I'll turn it over, and you can see how beautiful it is. And by having the glitter paper as the background on the very back of the shaker card, you're always going to get a little bit of sparkle. So no matter where the sequins end up, if you have the card standing up on a table or on a mantle, you'll still get quite a bit of sparkle from that glitter paper because all the sequins will have moved to the bottom of the shaker area. I'm adding some adhesive to the back of that glitter paper. This is some Tombow Extreme adhesive. And then I'm going to press it onto the front of my card. And I'm just standing these up so that I can get them on there just perfectly. And then I'll press those together. So this is the first card all finished, the more simple shaker card. And I'm using the more complex one. And I'm going to use 5 different packs of these sequins mixes. I've got peach schnapps, pink lemonade, lagoon, apple ice, and then I'm also using some lily white, and the lily white is turned over in the little baggie, but that's the one that's on the far right. So I only need a very small amount of these sequins mixes for each one of these boxes because they're such a small area. So I'm going to put these in kind of rainbow order. So I've got red, kind of a peach or orange, green, blue, and then I'm going to end with the white. You could definitely add in a purple, but I kind of like that this white mix had a little bit of a purple sheen. So as you're putting this together, you want to make sure that all of the sequins stay away from the foam tape because you don't want any of them getting trapped when you put down that glitter paper. So after I've peeled off all of this foam tape, I'm going to go through with my scissors, just using them as a pointer, and I'm going to make sure everything is in those kind of weld areas for the shaker. Make sure everything's away from the foam tape. Then I'll press that glitter paper down once again, and that seals up all of those shaker areas. I want to make sure I press down and I can kind of feel underneath as I rub my fingers over it and kind of feel where all of those divisions are. So that sort of created like a rainbow effect with all those sequins. And I'm going to press this down onto the card front. I put some more Tombow Extreme adhesive on the back, just like I did with that first card, and then press that together. So those are the 2 cards for today. Like I said before, this is actually a blog hop for Simon Says Stamp's December release. So if you would like to see even more inspiration with lots of die cutting, please head over to my blog and hop along. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you Monday for a new video in the holiday card series.